They always said I'm wrong, but what they doing today? I think they want me gone, but I ain't going away. They told me I was wrong, but look at my ass today. Da 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 da.
Yo guys, what's going on? I'm Tim for TheRealSportsTalk.com. You can hit me up on Twitter at CashKelly_TRST. Check out TheRealSportsTalk.com and like The Real Sports Talk at Facebook.com/TheRealSportsTalk. A lot of people have been asking me to make a video about this. I just got home at 9 o'clock p.m. and I checked my YouTube inbox and flooded with people asking me their opinion on the play from the Packers Seahawks. I gotta be honest, was not watching this game live, but I woke up this morning listening to Mike and Mike, them talking about how awful it was. I still didn't get a chance to see it, so during the school day, I have a few classes where I really don't do anything. So I'm checking ESPN, and I watched this play, and it's not even close. I mean, Jennings picked the ball off. First off, Golden Tate, what do you have to do to get a pass interference call with these refs? I mean, honestly, Golden Tate could have 360 flip kicked him and they wouldn't have called anything. So that was the first thing. It should have just been offensive pass interference. That's the end of that. Then they both go up, they both touch the ball a little bit, but Jennings clearly has the ball, and they go down, and then Golden Tate, I mean, I'm not blaming Golden Tate, this was smart, he tries to rip it back, and they call it a tie. They say, like in baseball, it's a tie at first base, tie goes to the runner. In this case, they say tie goes to the receiver, the Seahawks win. And if it was just that, even though the ref was standing right there, okay, maybe, you know what, human error, you screw up really badly. You had replay to go to after this tweet, or after this play happened, and they still got it wrong. It's a complete black eye for the NFL. It looks awful. It wasn't even close. If you're standing there and you could not see that Jennings picked that off and the game should have been over there, then man, you sure as hell should not be a ref in the NFL. That's the first thing. And then, the fact that they can't get it right on instant replay, I mean, that's the thing that makes this the worst, is the fact that you go to replay, because every touchdown's reviewed, and you still get it just completely wrong. It's almost like I don't know how, there's no way they could have looked at that and said that, you know, we're right, game's over, Seahawks win. It's almost like they're so stubborn that they didn't want to wake up the next morning here. Wow, look how awful these refs screwed up. A replay really saved them. So they decided to stick with what they had, and instead we wake up and it's talking about how the Packers got completely screwed over in this one, and that's basically what happened. And you know what? The Packers might have been 15-1 last year, but they're 1-2 right now. And they're in a division that has a Bears team that I think is still going to make a run at the playoffs. The Lions, who haven't hit their stride yet. And sure as hell, the Vikings are not looking that bad either. They're 2-1. So this isn't going to be a cakewalk for the Packers. And especially if this ends up coming back to cost the Packers a chance to go to the playoffs, then, I mean, I don't even know. I wouldn't even know what to say in that situation. To have something this big of a magnitude, Roger Goodell, everyone, whoever's making the decision not to give the refs all these benefits, fine. But man, you gotta find some better refs. I mean, I know that the NFL is a different animal, but I don't understand how, if you've been roughing all this time and you've been determined qualified to ref in the NFL, how can you be this bad? It's not just this. They don't even know the rules. They're going to this extra guy that they've added onto the sideline, taking 30 minutes to talk about, oh, well, that was a forward pass. No, it's not a fumble. Something that I can sit down and watch on TV. I mean, these refs, they got to get them out of there. They're making these games an extra 35 to 40 minutes. They're making the product. It's just like football's a game where you get momentum, then someone either scores or doesn't, you go to commercial. Now it's like we're having these 15-minute pauses to review rules that, I mean, a casual football fan should be able to know. I don't know. I mean, I probably can't go out and do it, but I know that I could have gone out and made that call last night. And if I didn't know the rules enough to know that should have just been an interception, then at least looking at a replay, I mean, that's obvious. The night before was difficult when the Ravens kicked that game-winning field goal. Tucker kicked it. That originally, I watched it 3 times, and it looked like there's no way that is good. Ravens just got a lucky win, and the Patriots got screwed, and Bill Belichick should be doing a lot more than just grabbing that referee. Instead, though, I finally got to a camera angle where I realized it just snuck in. Barely, but it just snuck in. And, you know, I backed off that one, but I've seen them give extra timeouts. I mean, it's just like these coaches are taking advantage of them. And there's a level where you can say, where players are out there and they're asking for extra penalties, and they're going to get it because these refs don't want to look bad to the star players. But there's also a point where, if you're these coaches, you're trying to make the league look good. I know you're trying to win football games, first of all. But you're trying to make the league look good at the same time. And if you don't want these refs to look bad, then don't try and use a 4th timeout. I mean, you can't tell me that's a mistake. Things like that we've seen, people using 4 timeouts. I don't know, these refs are just... Akeem Balaam wrote an article on therealsportstalk.com a few weeks ago talking about how could this be the year of the blown call. And I thought, okay, we'll have these refs for a week or two, this replacement ref, something will get done and it'll be all back to good. And maybe that still happens. It sure doesn't seem like it, though. I don't even think they have another meeting scheduled, so we're going to have to make it out of this year at the very least with these refs, I think. And who knows what happens after that. It hasn't been fun watching these refs. Fortunately enough, football is still a great game. We're still all going to watch it. But the Packers were screwed out of a win last night. And players are going to get fined for talking bad about it, whatever. I mean, I would have done the exact same thing. There's times where you bite your tongue, and then there's times where last night where that is so obvious that I would have gone in and gone Mike Singletary or Herm Edwards or Jim Moore Sr. and just completely lost it in that press conference. Because how you cannot see that on a replay? It makes no sense. Let me know what you guys think. I don't think that there's going to be too many people that disagree. Even Seahawks fans, you got to know. I mean, the Seahawks took a win. They got to win. Whatever. I can't really blame them in this situation. But I am blaming Roger Goodell. I'm blaming whoever is not getting these refs back. And it's not just Roger Goodell. I get that, but something's got to get done. Roger Goodell is the commissioner of the National Football League. He's the face. He's the one that the owners picked to do this. Well, then it's time to start doing it. He already has enough people against him for the concussion thing, which I think is unfair to a level because he has to do something. And then he has people that, like me, that he almost lost during that lockout last year. Not as fans, but as supporters of Roger Goodell. And this is just making it worse and worse and worse. The NFL really has screwed this one up, and they need to fix it, and they need to do it quickly.
Just a little ways around the corner from fear. Be there, next year.